The nice thing about Bitcoin and the network in particular is it doesn't upgrade very often. It's not like every couple months you got to hit your phone to make it upgrade.
We believe very strongly that regulations are good for this industry. Right now, crypto adoption is probably around 5%, probably 400 to 500 million people around the world have crypto. Those are the early adopters.
I believe Bitcoin is digital energy. It is pure energy, right? It's not digital gold that's put $1 billion of money in a vault and let it sit there for a decade. I would have bought 500 million worth of Bitcoin if I was a private company. I just would have walked out, bought all 500 million, I would have done it at whatever, $10,000 a coin. But as a public company, you got to think about your outside shareholders. And you can't, it's not like there's 10. You can't just go to the 10 of them, ask them what they want to do and get their buy-in. When you're public, you've got a shifting set of outside shareholders that are changing every minute of the day when the stock market is open. So the way that you actually handle this is a bit more sophisticated. What we did is we transparently, we telegraphed that we were looking at this. Our first press release was an announcement that we were going to buy back $250 million worth of our stock over the course of 12 months. And we were going to invest $250 million of our capital in hard assets. And we said, we're looking at everything under the sun, and Bitcoin was one of the things. One day later, some cyber hornet, some Bitcoiner goes, MicroStrategy is considering buying Bitcoin with $250 million. Now, as Bitcoin merged in there with gold, silver, commodities, equity, property, real estate, anything you could have imagined. But the Bitcoin community immediately picked up on that. I don't know how they do that, right? They must be scanning for this. Nobody else picked up on it. The stock was trading $120 a share. A week goes by. Literally, you announce you're going to spend $250 million and buy your stock back. You think it would move? Nope, crickets. But the market had a week of notice. And then a week later, we stepped it up into the next gear, which is, okay, we're going to buy $250 million worth of Bitcoin. We made the decision. We're not splitting it across 6 assets, right? And it's a good thing we did, right? Because Bitcoin's up 332% in 12 months. Gold is down 7%. If we'd split it 50-50, 125 million of gold, 125 million of Bitcoin, right? It would have cost us billions. Is it good for Bitcoin if JPMorgan, Goldman Sachs, and Bank of America issue $10 trillion of USD stablecoins and start handling Bitcoin and selling it to all their institutional investors? Yeah, it's good for Bitcoin. Bitcoin's going to $1 million a coin, then $10 million a coin. And all the people that believed in Bitcoins for the last decade are going to have the financial wherewithal to create their own companies to do whatever they want. It's just not good for the entrepreneurs that compete against the mega caps. One of the great advantages of Bitcoin is it's money of the people, right? It's money for the people. The combination of the fact that it's permissionless and it's open, nobody controls it, means everyone can adopt it, everyone can engage in it. And the proof of work network and Bitcoin mining. And what is Bitcoin mining? Bitcoin mining is like this, it's like your skin. It's the first line of defense of your immune system, right? It's what makes you healthy. The Bitcoin mining industry is a $22 billion a year industry right now. That means that the protocol is creating a $22 billion subsidy for Bitcoin entrepreneurs to go out into the world and find supportive political jurisdictions. The miners themselves, they have to raise capital, but you see the Bitcoin miners are ripping today in the market, right? All their stocks are up.
Yes.
And they've been very successful. You can take a Bitcoin miner public. The miners have to use energy and technology, but the miners are also recruiting political capital to the network. Lots of jurisdictions can see the benefit of Bitcoin either as sound money, right? It's all the holders are a political constituency. And I guess we're going to get close to the point where we're going to flip 50% of the electorate, right? Bitcoin's the greatest brand in the history of the world. First observation, it's the greatest brand in the history of the world. What's brand value? Brand value is monetary premium, right? The monetary premium of Bitcoin is $1.2 trillion right now. Name another brand that's worth $1.2 trillion, right? So it's the greatest brand in the world. It's the greatest monetary asset in the world. I mean, I'm not counting the dollar because the dollar is an inflationary asset. It's not an investment. If you pick an asset that you could reasonably expect to protect you against inflation, Bitcoin becomes the most popular one. I believe Bitcoin is digital energy. It is pure energy, right? It's not digital gold. That's put $1 billion of money in a vault and let it sit there for a decade, and you can't do anything with it. It's not even digital property. Digital property is $1 billion of a digital hotel, and I can teleport it from New York to Paris and back again, and it's maintenance free and indestructible. It hasn't eliminated capitalism. It's simply the $500 trillion digital energy basis of capitalism. It makes sense that you would use it as the foundation to build your family, to build your company, to build your country, to build your city, to build your application, to build your device. You can put it into everything. And now, once you've done that, look, you can back up your family with the balance sheet of Bitcoin. You'll be rich. That doesn't mean you'll be happy. There's a lot of rich families that have a lot of messed up problems, right? You can watch them on television. If I have $7 or $8 billion on my balance sheet, that doesn't mean I don't have to get up and go to work and make the software work and sell the software and listen to the customers. I'm still in a competitive struggle with other like-kind software companies that sell business intelligence software. The other half of the solution is you need rational policies at the municipal level, the state level, and the government level. If my stock is down, I'm going to issue debt. If my stock is up, maybe I can do a convert, right? What about the software business? How are we going to deliver the best quarterly results we can deliver? You focus on the things you can control. So if I can control it, I'm going to do it. And the short-term volatility, you can't control. And so you just wait. You got to figure that in 7 years, the market will sort itself out. In 7 months, it likely will sort itself out. So the way I look at volatility is, actually, the truth is I just say this. It's a benefit. Volatility is the price you pay to get 10x the performance of the S&P. If it wasn't volatile, then would I have been able to borrow $2.2 billion at 1% interest and buy $7.5 billion worth of it, starting with $250 million in capital? I like the fact it's hard. I like the fact it's scary. I like the fact it's volatile. This is what you should hope for in life. You should hope that you can see the future and you have a very strong opinion about the future, but that everybody else disagrees with you and they're getting bounced around. It's a bumpy ride. It's like, I'm taking you on a bumpy ride down the road. I'm going to bounce you this way and that way. And in 5 years, then there's a pot of gold at the end. And there's only 2 seats. And there's 10 people. And only 2 of you can get on. So the 2 of you guys, you're like, oh, there's pot of gold at the end? Sorry, pot of Bitcoin at the end? Pot of Bitcoin at the end. Yeah, you're like, okay, well, we'll sign up for the bumpy ride. What else do we got to do?